Oceanside Mayor Jim Wood said, quote, "I'm not going to roll over and die on this," after 3 of Oceanside's 5 city council members held a preliminary vote on Wednesday to remove Wood from the SANDAG board responsible for the region's transportation plan. The mayor and council differ in their opinion on expanding transportation. UT San Diego columnist Logan Jenkins joins me with details about what some are calling a ploy to seize power from the mayor. Logan, thanks for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Tell us about why these 3 basically party majority city council members in Oceanside want to get Wood off the SANDAG board.
Well, they would have liked to have gotten him off the council altogether by defeating him as mayor. Jerry Kern, an incumbent councilman, ran against Wood, lost decisively by something like 24 points. So the next best thing for them was, if you can't defeat Wood at the ballot box, take away his one large power as mayor, and that's to appoint himself as the SANDAG representative.
And Wood is considered a moderate. He's a moderate Republican. The other 3, Gary Feline, Jack Keller, and Jerry Kern, as you mentioned, who lost the election by quite a large margin. They're much more conservative. Do you think this is part of the bloodbath, as you've called it up there, or a personal vendetta?
Well, they really don't like each other, and it goes back a long time. Oceanside has a history of partisan politics, sort of pitting the downtown Chamber of Commerce versus the neighborhoods and the mobile home parks. Wood represents those neighborhoods and mobile home parks.
Right. He kept the mobile home parks, which made him very popular, and the other 3 were not for that.
They wanted to lift the rent control.
Right. Now, this council's measure, that preliminary vote on Wednesday, I understand, would give the council the authority to veto a mayor's nomination to a board. They could make their own appointments, and they can remove city representatives on boards that they don't care for the city representatives and what they're doing. First of all, is that legal, and how typical is it?
Well, it's not untypical that a board majority would have the power over appointees. It's been the custom. It's been the tradition in Oceanside for the mayor to have this power. But Oceanside recently became a charter city. And now I think they believe that they have the green light to make whatever rule they want.
I think as a charter city, right, don't they get to decide on these sorts of things?
It sure appears so. That's what the city attorney has advised. Wood is not convinced. His Wood's ally, who's Esther Sanchez, she's a public defender. She's an attorney. She's said that they're going to fight it. So it's just another chapter.
Wood originally said he was going to sue them, and then now what is he saying as far as his legal counsel?
He's going to check with the state attorney general, but he's also used the R word, meaning that some of his supporters may be inclined to recall one or more of the council majority, and that's been tried before. It was tried in 2009, and so. It's just part of the playbook of Oceanside.
The bloodbath playbook, as you were mentioning earlier. Also, I wanted to mention that Mayor Wood wanted to charge the city for his legal counsel.
That's correct, and you know, there's probably some pushback from even some of his supporters. So he's dialed that back.
What about SANDAG's 40-year transportation plan? As you know, was rejected by a court. Does that make sort of this talking point mute? Does that make Wood, will they lighten up on moot? I mean, would that sort of lighten them up on Wood?
No, I really don't think so. I think Oceanside has a weighted vote, something like 5%, and I do believe that the majority believes that these projects, that these arterial expansions in Oceanside would have a better chance of going through if they were in control.
All right, I guess we'll be following this pretty closely. Logan Jenkins, columnist for UT San Diego. Thanks so much.
Thank you.